Republicans embrace the culture war battles Trump waged as a strategy for winning back control of the House and Senate. The debate was ostensibly over a stopgap spending bill that would avert a government shutdown. But Chip Roy, a Republican congressman from Texas, seized the opportunity to accuse Democrats of supporting unconstitutional vaccine mandates, critical race theory, woke gender ideology and open borders. A vote to fund the federal government, he warned, was a vote to allow tyranny over the American citizen. The speech infuriated Congressman Tim Ryan, a Democrat from Ohio. Tyranny? Ryan fumed on the House floor. What are you people talking about? We're talking about universal preschool, and they have it as a communist indoctrination of the American student. It's insane. Ryan's frustration crystallized a dilemma for Democrats as they defend paper-thin majorities in Congress next year: how to talk about their legislative victories when Republicans are talking about everything else. Emboldened by a string of off-cycle electoral victories, Republicans are embracing the culture war battles that Donald Trump waged from the White House as a strategy for winning back control of the House and Senate in the 2022 midterm elections. "Lean into the culture war" was the title of a June memo from the leader of the House Republican Study Committee, Indiana Congressman Jim Banks. The culture war offensive comes as Democrats, facing deep economic malaise and historical headwinds, race to deliver on the president's domestic agenda, which includes an ambitious social policy package that faces serious legislative hurdles, hampered by Democratic holdout Senator Joe Manchin. "We have a plan to give you a better country, and they have a ploy to win back power for themselves," said New York Congressman Sean Patrick Maloney, chair of the Democratic Congressional Campaign Committee. "We are tackling the tough problems of the economy and the pandemic. They seek only to win power and will say or do anything to achieve that." The party controlling the White House typically loses seats in the first midterm elections of a new presidency. With Biden's plunging poll numbers, uncertainty over the centerpiece of his legislative agenda and Republicans' redistricting edge, Democrats are increasingly dour about their chances. In the House, Democrats can only afford to lose a handful of seats. In the Senate, they cannot afford to lose a single one. Maloney said selling their economic achievements, a popular, bipartisan infrastructure law and a poverty-reducing pandemic relief package, is critical for Democrats. But he said the party must also aggressively confront the Republican cultural assault. He urged Democrats to call out the opposition party's embrace of dangerous and reckless conduct, which includes amplifying Trump's false claims of a stolen election and downplaying the seriousness of the 6 January attack on the U.S. Capitol. On social issues, he believes that Republicans have pushed too far, particularly on the issue of abortion. As the Supreme Court considers whether to weaken or overturn the landmark Roe v. Wade precedent, Democrats are loudly trumpeting their support for women's reproductive rights as they try to portray Republicans as an increasingly extreme party determined to ban abortion. "We're dealing with a Republican Party that wants to ban abortion in all 50 states, bring back mass incarceration and burn books," he added. "We're not just going to respond, we're going to be on offense." Grievance politics is not a new strategy for Republicans. In 1968, Richard Nixon employed the Southern strategy to exploit white racial grievances coded in language such as law and order and states' rights. But as partisanship grows and the parties become increasingly hostile to one another, so too has the potential political benefit of cultural warfare that inflames division and energizes their base. A recent report by the Public Religion Research Institute and Brookings Institution, titled "Competing Visions of America," found that 80% of Republicans believe that America is in danger of losing its culture and identity. By comparison, just 33% of Democrats agree. Meanwhile, 70% of Republicans say American culture and way of life have changed for the worse since the 1950s, while more than 6 in 10 Democrats say it has changed for the better. As Democrats negotiate amongst themselves over how to pass Biden's signature domestic policy bill, Republicans have been seeding outrage over and fundraising off of all manner of perceived injustices, from cancel culture to Dr. Seuss to the 1619 Project. They are hammering the administration over its handling of immigration at the southern border and Democrats over rising crime rates